Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I am going to show you how to replace the front AC radiator on any Volkswagen Passat B6 or B7 out there. So today I have to replace the radiator on this car, and this is the AC radiator, and this is how the new one is looking on this car, and also this is how yours should look on any Volkswagen Passat B6. And as you can see, to do this on this kind of car, you'll have to remove the front bumper first, and then normally you'll have to remove the whole entire front end with all the plastic parts and the metal parts and the bull bar, which is protecting the car from any minor accident. And if you don't want to remove all of these things, there is another method which I'm going to show you guys, and this is by removing the radiators, the entire radiators along with the fans from inside the engine bay. You'll have to remove them completely, or you have to push them towards the engine just a little bit, and in this way it will create you more space to remove from underneath the AC radiator on this car. And to do this, what you have to do first is to remove the front bumper. I'm not going to explain everything on how to remove the front bumper, because I have a lot of videos on how to remove it on this kind of car, and especially on any Volkswagen Passat B6. So from here, just follow what I'm doing. You'll have to remove all of the screws which are securing the grille and the front bumper mounted to the car. I recommend all to remove the front wheels and lift the car up, because in this way you'll have more access and room to work with. And only after that you'll have to remove the screws which are securing the bumper from underneath the front fender mounted to the car. And as you can see, here I already lifted the car up and I removed the front wheels. And what you have to do next is to remove all of these screws, which I'm going to show you right here, and just move a little bit the undercarriage from under the front wheel into the side, and in this way you'll have access to the screws which are holding the bumper mounted to the fender. After you're done with removing the screws which are securing this undercarriage mounted to the car, you'll have to go right here inside and underneath the front fender, and you'll see the two bolts which are securing the bumper mounted to the fender. And there is the one, this is the first one right here at the bottom. You'll have to use a 10mm socket to remove both of them. And this is the second one at the top. And you'll have to do the exact same thing on the other side. After that, what you'll have to do next is to remove the one bolt which is securing the bumper from the corner. And this is the bolt. You'll have to use a Torx 20 to remove it. And you'll have the exact same bolt on the other side, which you'll also have to remove. The next thing which you'll have to do is to go on the other side and remove all the screws. And as you can see, I already removed everything from right here. The bumper is loose. And what we have to do next is to go underneath the front bumper and remove all the bolts which are securing the front bumper mounted to the undershield. And also, as you can see, I already removed everything. So from here, I will only have to remove the front grille, the center grille, and you'll have to disconnect the parking sensors if you have one, and that's it. After that, you'll be able to remove the front bumper completely from the car. To completely remove the front grille from the car, you'll have to disconnect the wiring connectors from behind it, and you'll have to use something sharp which will help you to push the plastic clip and release the parking sensor from the connector. And only after that you can go ahead and remove it completely from the car. Just don't pull very hard, because in some cases you can break either the parking sensors or you can break the cable. So just make sure you don't pull very hard. You'll have to disconnect it first, and then you'll have to remove it completely from the car. If you want to remove the front bumper completely out of the car, just take in mind that the bumper is still connected with the car with some wiring connectors, and you don't have to pull very hard from the bumper, because otherwise there is a risk of breaking the wiring connectors, so you don't want this. Just pull it a little bit in the front of the vehicle, and then go ahead and check the connectors. You'll have to disconnect the connectors first, and only after that you can go ahead and remove the bumper completely from the car. And as you can see, on this car the wiring connectors are on the left side, and they are going underneath the left headlight. And as you can see, this is how the wiring connectors are looking. You'll have to disconnect both of the wires, and only after that you will be able to remove the front bumper completely out of the car. And also, this is the wiring connector location. Okay, so as you can see, in my case, I disconnected everything. So right now, I will have to go ahead and put the bumper away, because this is all you have to do if you want to remove the front bumper completely out of this car. After that, I recommend all to remove this plastic from over the bull bar, just to make your life a little bit easier. And then you'll have to remove all of the plastics from around the AC radiator. So as you can see, you'll have a lot of plastics at the top and at the sides, which you'll have to remove, and all of these plastics are redirectioning the air into the AC radiator. You'll have to use something sharp, which will help you to push the plastic clips which are securing them mounted to the car. And just follow what I'm doing, because normally they will come out very easy. Just don't pull very hard, because you don't want to break them, because otherwise they won't be able to fit back on the car. This is how the AC radiator is looking on this car, and if you want to remove it, you'll have to remove the 4 screws which are securing it mounted to the car. You'll have 1 screw on each corner, and then you'll have 2 more screws which are securing the pipes mounted to the AC radiator in the left bottom corner. And to remove all of these screws, normally you'll have to use a Torx 30. So as you can see, I was only able to remove 2 screws without having the need to remove everything else. But from here, because there is no space to put my tool and my ratchet to remove the rest of the bolts, I'll have to remove 2 more screws from the corners. So you'll have to remove 2 more screws which are securing the entire radiators mounted to the car. And I will show you in a second what you have to do. But first, let's remove the pipes which are going into the AC compressor from the AC radiator. If you want to remove the pipes from the AC radiator, you'll have to use a special tool. I don't remember the size of the tool, but after you remove the two bolts which are securing the two pipes mounted to the AC radiator, you'll have to take a set of pliers. I recommend a big set of pliers because there is a little bit difficult to remove them because they can be seized up. And the only method which will help you to remove them from the AC radiator is to pull them with a big set of pliers. After you are done with removing the two pipes which are going into the AC radiator, you can go ahead and remove the two screws which are securing the intercooler mounted to the front hull of the vehicle. And there is the first screw, and right here should be the second one. And this is how the two screws are looking. And if you are able to remove those two screws, the intercooler will go backwards. Then you'll have more access to remove the rest of the screws which are securing the AC radiator mounted to the intercooler or to the car. As you can see, right here I'm done with removing the screws which are securing it mounted to the intercooler, and the AC radiator is loose and it's ready to be removed from the vehicle. But there is no space, and the only method which will help you to remove it completely out of the car, it's by pushing the entire radiators, the water radiator, the intercooler, and also you'll have to remove the fans from inside the engine bay. You'll have to remove all of these things, and only after that you'll have access and you'll have enough space to remove the AC radiator without breaking it or without scratching it out of the car. So as you can see, like I told you earlier, the only method which you have to do is to remove the fence from inside the engine bay. You'll have to remove this fence from right here. You'll have 4 screws. You'll have 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, which you'll have to remove. And only after that, you will be able to remove the fence completely out of the vehicle. And if you want to remove the fence, you'll have to remove them from underneath, because there is no space to remove them from the top of the engine bay. So the only method to remove them is to push them down underneath the vehicle. So this is why I recommend all to lift the car very high in the air, or if you have an elevator, this will be a lot easier for you. And also don't forget to remove the wiring connector which is going into the fence. Okay everybody, so as you can see, I removed the fence completely out of the vehicle, and then what you'll have to do is to lift the water radiators. You'll have to lift them up, and then you'll have to push them into the engine bay, and then you'll have access and you'll have enough room to remove the AC radiator out of the vehicle without scratching it or without bending any of the components from the AC radiator. Also, it's very easy if you have someone else which will help you to push the plastic part from underneath the vehicle, because in this way you will know for sure that you will not scratch anything of the vehicle. Right here in the right side I have the new AC radiator, and in the left side I have the old one which I just removed from the car. The installation is exactly the same. The only thing which you have to do is to remove the 2 screws from the new AC radiator, and you'll have to remove them completely, because otherwise you won't be able to install the 2 pipes which are going from the compressor into the AC radiator. So as you can see, the radiators are exactly the same. This is the space which I talked about. This is how you have to push the radiators inside the engine bay, because this is the only way which will help you to remove the AC radiator without having the need to remove the entire front end of the vehicle. So as you can see, right here I will have to go ahead and install everything back together. Also, I recommend all to replace the rubber washer. You'll have to replace the O-rings from the pipes which are going from the AC compressor into the AC radiator. So you'll have to install the new O-rings which are already coming into the kit with the new AC radiators, and you'll have to replace them because you don't want to reuse the old ones, because in some cases they can leak forever. Right here I already installed the new O-rings into the metal pipes, and I will have to install them back on the new radiator, and that's it. Right here, those are the 2 screws which are coming into the new radiator, and you'll have to remove them because otherwise you won't be able to install the AC line. And right here, those are all the O-rings which I removed from the pipes, and I already installed the new ones like I told you earlier. And from here I will have to assemble everything back together, and I will have to finish this kind of job. As you can see, I already put the plastics from around the AC radiator. Everything is everything is going in as it should go. And right now you'll have to put the bumper back on the car. You'll have to follow the exact same steps. You'll have to tighten everything back together, because if you don't tighten it, you'll have problems in the future. And right now the only thing which I have to do is to install the front bumper and also the front grille back on the car. Thank you all for watching. This is how to replace the AC radiator on any Volkswagen Passat base 6 or base 7 or on most of the cars. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video and found it informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.